My name's Adam Conrod, and the reason why we're doing this here video is in regards of the forest fire that had taken place just outside of Susie Lake, just on the outskirts of Bears Lake, on the outskirts of Halifax. And I'm going to address the province of Nova Scotia, including Halifax Regional Council, because a few years back, Halifax Regional Council was going to talk about bringing a bylaw about banning open-air campfires within the Halifax region, which I felt it was a great idea, but unfortunately, Halifax Regional Council, being Halifax Regional Council, they don't follow through on stuff what they say they do. In fact, they rather get hung up on these one-way streets with bicycle lanes, that's impacting traffic, crucial traffic that links to the hospitals, the pier in Halifax, the shipping containers, stuff like that. They'll cause trouble like that rather than doing things that really needs to be done, like this potential bylaw that bans open-air campfires during the summer months in the Halifax region. I think that's a brilliant idea to be bringing a potential bylaw in place that impacts that specific topic. Not only will it impact it, but it's a hell of a combat tool to combat that situation, because the bottom line is what it comes down to. People won't listen no matter what you do, no matter what you say. People just won't listen. And it gets to the point now we got to ask ourselves is, what do we do now? Because here we are with a lot of people that won't listen. And one thing, like I said in the past, when you look at the communities of Porters Lake, Musquodoboit Harbor, Halifax, the outskirts of Bears Lake, and all this stuff, you got a lot of rich people with a lot of money. But unfortunately, they got no brains that goes along with it. And one of the things I noticed here in the communities of Porters Lake and Musquodoboit Harbor, this is one of the things that I noticed. You can bring these concerns up to the people who commit these crimes. I say a crime is a good way to be doing it. An open-air campfire during the summer, when it's restricted to have these fires. I notice that people will laugh at this issue rather than take it seriously. And it's to the point that our conversation officer from the DNR has to get up, issue a fine, place people under arrest, do what they got to do to make people listen. And that's what's wrong here in our Halifax region. You got more people with a lot of money and no brains, and they will not listen. And like I said many times, we here in Nova Scotia, we got a lot of stupid people, because the stupid people is the people who put you people at risk and put your livelihood at risk, because they got no brains to tune in on what they're doing that's putting you and your livelihood at risk. They got no respect. They don't care what's at risk with you. They have no respect for you. It's just pure stupidity and ignorance, and that's what it comes down to. And what makes it even more concerning is our elected officials in Halifax Regional Council and through the legislature, they all know this, but they're not doing anything to really combat it except for increase the fines to make it to $25,000 fine. I was told you go to Newfoundland now, you set a fire outside of the restricted fire burning times, whatever, the fine is $100,000. Maybe that's something that Nova Scotia could be looking at, a $100,000 fine. And I'd say the province should be allowing the courts to seize these people's assets, to auction off, to pay for people's homes that was destroyed, people's livelihood that was badly impacted because of these stupid people. Stupid and ignorant people is probably the best way to describe it. Now let's get to another issue. Let's rewind everything back 1 week. 1 week. Former Halifax Regional Council member Gloria McCluskey and another Halifax Regional Council member, Linda Mosier, have been voicing about people being on the protesting side of why the province should not be closing its walking trails, camping trails, no fires allowed during this extremely dry season. Last week, one of the candidates that ran for mayor, Paul David Boyd, that's right, Paul, I'm calling you out. You were in that protest. You made a Facebook video about how you think that this province, about the province of Nova Scotia closing the public walking trails, camping sites, the open-air campfires was in violation of people's Charter of Rights. How the province was violating your Charter of Rights, your democracy nonetheless. Now my question to you, Paul, David Boyd, and all you other protesters, where are you guys at now suddenly, as soon as this fire taking place that's around Susie's Lake there, just on the outskirts of Bears Lake, and just on the outskirts of Halifax? Where are these people at now? Isn't that funny how they all run away? Their mouth is shut tighter than it ever been. They basically fell off the face of the earth suddenly. Isn't that something, how these people keep quiet all of a sudden? And you know, I'm not going to say I'm a fan of Tim Houston, because I'm not. I'm sure as hell not a fan of his conservative government, because I'm one of the people that has just about every reason not to shake their hand. But I'm going to say right now, you know, I'm not going to crap on our premier when he does something that's correct. He was absolutely correct about closing all the camping walking trails, the camping sites, the closure of no open-air campfires. He's absolutely correct on that. And I'm not going to challenge it. I'm not going to, because he's right. He's absolutely right. But there is something where I'm going to challenge him on. They close all the walking trails, the public walking trails for more dirt bikes, e-bikes, your whole 9 years, all right. So see, here's the thing. I live in Porters Lake, and I got my e-bike, and I'll go through the trail through West Chesapeake, not through Middle Porters Lake to go on my way to go home. There's signage saying walking trail closed on one side of the walking trail. One side of the walking trail. So if you're entering the Blueberry Trail Run, that's the one I'm talking about. So if you're entering the Blueberry Trail Run from the West Chesapeake side around the 107 highway or at exit 20, did you just hear what I just said, Tim, or the Minister of DNR? The West Chesapeake side of the Blueberry Trail Run off exit 20, you go up exit 20, and you'll see the beginning of the trail, the Blueberry Trail Run in West Chesapeake. On that end of the trail, by exit 20, in West Chesapeake, at the beginning of the Blueberry Trail Run in West Chesapeake, there is no signage, none whatsoever, saying that trail is closed to the public. To pedestrians walking, e-bikes, dirt bikes, nothing. The only reason why it's closed was there's no all-terrain vehicles going through there now, because there was an accident involving two reckless drivers with dirt bikes that encountered two girls on a horse where an accident had taken place. So that's before the courts, and now every all-terrain vehicle known to man on that Blueberry Trail Run is nowhere to be seen, because they're going through the courts. Because that's the only way those people in West Chesapeake listen. If somebody been charged, sued, or they're going through the courts, other than that, they'll laugh at you. Suddenly they stop laughing. So I challenged the Minister of DNR to go back to that Blueberry Trail Run at the beginning of the exit 20 off the 107 highway, at the beginning of that Blueberry Trail Run, and look, and I ask you, where is the sign saying that the Blueberry Trail Run is closed for the public because of the dry season? Where's it at? I looked around, I didn't see it. One day I go through it, I said, well, it must be open, there's no signage. So by the time I seen the sign, I was already at the Bellefontaine Road in West Chesapeake before I realized there was a sign there saying walking trail closed. All right. But there's no signage on the other sign saying the trail's closed. So how is a person supposed to know that trail's closed if there's no signage? I think we got the province by their pants here. We screwed up here. So what I'm requesting the DNR to do is go back to that walking trail on exit 20 in West Chesapeake off the 107 highway, and just staple a sign to a tree that's in clear view, or a post stuck in the ground. It's not hard. There's all kinds of posts before you get the Blueberry Trail Run on the West Chesapeake side saying trail closed. It's not hard. It can easily be done. But luckily, nothing happened. All right, it's good. But back to this forest fire here. What it comes down to is the province of Nova Scotia has to increase their fines from $25,000 to at least $75,000. At least that. It put at least a 2 to 5 year prison sentence that really impact these people. It's the only way they're going to get the message. Obviously, what we see today, they don't get the message. I don't think they even care. I think, from what I've seen from people, it's a big joke until something goes wrong. And when you look at Facebook, when you stand up against these campfires that are being set during the summer months, you see the people that are laughing at it. Those are the people that's putting everybody at risk. Those people there. And I suggest that the province crack down on this issue significantly. Increase the fines from $25,000 to possibly $75,000, or do what Newfoundland does, a flat-out $100,000 fine. That will wake them up, and I say the province should go stronger by seizing people's assets who are the accused, and let the courts auction it off, put everything up for auction, and let the auction pay the victims who were impacted by these idiots, their carelessness. But ultimately, what the province of Nova Scotia has to do for the summer months, from the month of May right to the month of October, possibly November, ban open-air campfires. Never mind what this bullshit about, well, it's just wet this week, we'll let you burn. It's nice and cool the other week, we'll let you burn again at certain hours. That's the problem. Get that crap out of here. Ban it from the month of May right to the month of November. And that's how you end the risk of forest fires. It's not going to end it completely. It's not going to eliminate the risk completely, because sometimes it gets too hot, the woods will just ignite. But that's just the way it is. But I believe the province, by working together, we can better combat these forest fire risks. One person out in the community told me, so, well, gee, maybe what the province is going to do is go by the court order through certain parts of the woods and sections. They'll clear cut it at a certain distance, and that will reduce the risk of forest fires from spreading and going on through other communities and putting people's homes at risk. Maybe that's something that can be done. Because they said, when you look at people, they clearly don't get the message. They don't care. In Porters Lake alone, I noticed this year, you'll see people at night with their campfires, burning brush, mostly it's burning brush. They'll do it because the province says we're allowed to do it at certain hours. So when you watch them burning their brush, what do you see? They're burning their campfires, their brush, within, 2 feet from the trees. 2 feet from the trees, and you're wondering why you got fires. Well, you got forest fires, wildfires. That's why. The DNR should be going door to door. Nobody should be allowed to set any campfire without a permit, so the province knows who these people are, so we know where they're at, and so the DNR officers, fire crews, knows where to go. We can identify the place a lot faster, and it can be combated a lot faster with permits. So what? You don't want to apply for a permit. If you got a fire, your ass is going to jail, and you're going to get a serious fine. That's the way it should be. But this fire here, this outside of Susie's Lake, now when I was reading on social media, now I don't know if this report I'm about to say is true. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. See, because I'm not a social media person. I don't read a whole lot of stuff about social media because, like Donald Trump said, fake news, fake news, fake news. And because of these fake news social media accounts, the American government had to put laws and had to pass bills to stop this fake news from being spread around. And I have to agree with that. And the report stated that this fire, what we see on the outskirts of Bears Lake, and around Susie's Lake, I should say, was caused by a construction crew's, with an excavator. Is that right? An excavator that was digging, and when it dug into the ground, it caused a spark and caused a fire and stuff like that. I can see that happening. I really can. But where it's on social media, I don't know if it's true or not. You know what I mean? It's social media. We don't know if it's true or not. But the interesting thing is, see, I cut grass during the summer. That's what I do. My small business. I cut grass, lawn care, property maintenance, that stuff. During this hot month we had, August, July and August, I had a retired DNR officer come up to me in Elderbank. God love him, very nice man. He's a retired DNR officer. He came up to me with concerns. He said, Adam, I know the law's not passed yet, but my concern is if your lawnmower causes a spark where it's tall grass, it could result in a fire, and we don't want this. And I looked at him, so I know exactly what you're saying, and I told him I'm doing everything possible to avoid this. A lot of safety measures to make sure it doesn't happen, and I insured him It's not going to happen. And he came back a few times, believe it or not, making sure things are all right. And that's a retired DNR officer for the province of Nova Scotia. And that's a nice man we're dealing with here. And I said, you know what the problem here is? The province of Nova Scotia, when they ban open-air campfires, when it's really, really dry, the province should not only be banning open-air campfires, fireworks, and stuff like that, but they should also be ordering people by law to be illegal to operate the lawnmowers cutting grass during extremely hot temperatures during the summer months. And I agree with that. It should be, but they don't do it. But look at this construction zone here with the excavator who's digging, and according to the reports, it caused a fire. But the province won't ban that. Why not? You got to go extreme if you want to really protect your province, and that's what the province is not doing. They got to shut down certain job sites that has machinery, lawnmowers, lawn crews that could cause a spark, that could cause fires. That stuff has to be shut down by the province of Nova Scotia with bylaws or bills being passed, but they don't. They just stand around, dick around, and do absolutely nothing about it and allow people and their livelihoods to be put at risk. But the sting with Paul David Boyd, he ran for mayor. Ever since he told me he ran for mayor since 1992, and he lost every time, every single time. And here he is protesting the province of Nova Scotia, saying that they're closing walking trails, banning open-air campfires is violating our Charter of Rights. In fact, he was protesting along with the protesters. I said, here's a guy running for mayor, trying to be a leader of our region, and he's supporting something that puts everybody at risk. And I look at the people of Halifax region. I said, really, guys? Really? Are you serious here? You're going to elect something like that? Obviously, it's a poor sign of leadership. He's not mentally fit to be a mayorly candidate. He lost every mayorly election that he'd been involved in. He ran for councillor in David Hinsby's riding in District 2. He lost that by a landslide. Usually when people run about 1,000 times over and they're not winning, usually they would get to end their career saying, I don't think that the people are ever going to get me elected. You know what I mean? I may not see this happening. I give them credit for keep on going, but it comes to a time, it's time to go. And when you're supporting things what you shouldn't be, like this protest here with the province of Nova Scotia banning open-air campfires and banning the walking trails, that's a sign that, you're making an awful bad decision here. And you got a poor sign of leadership. And I can just say, I'm glad he didn't get elected as mayor. Imagine that. Now, here we are with a picture of Mayor Andy Fillmore. Was it there's not evacuation shelters, that place here with the fire crew stuff. Here he is showing the picture. There he is. Now we're going to show this video. It's about a 9-minute picture slide of the water bombers, the fire crews working their tails off day in and day out to keep you, the people of Susie Lake community, safe. And the surrounding area is safe. They're working their butts off. And I gotta say, guys, if you want to reduce this risk of a forest fire, trust me when I tell you this, do not start an open-air campfire. Don't go out there and laughing at the province when they're doing everything to keep you safe. Now suddenly you don't mind running to these fire crews, come save me, save me, save me, save me, when all you guys are going to do is respect the law. Respecting the law in this area will reduce this wildfire season significantly. So all you people that have been protesting, I should say, the province about shutting down these walking trails and banning the open-air campfires, trust me when I tell you this, you're a disgrace, you're an embarrassment to this community, you're an embarrassment to this province, and if you want to do yourselves a favor now, keep your mouth shut and let the province, let the firefighters, and let the police and fire crews do their jobs to keep people safe. So all you people that are impacted by this fire, I wish you all the best. I'm praying for you. I'm standing by you during this difficult time. For as I understand, there's a hurricane coming up our coast. We don't know if it's a tropical storm or if it's a what category hurricane as of yet, but we do know that there's something coming up next week. So if we're real lucky, it'll be a lot of rain and it'll just be a tropical storm. But when you got stupid people not paying attention to the laws of the province, this is why you got wildfires. But anyways, let's show this video here, this picture slide here at the fire crews here, and we'll go from there. But anyways, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. We'll show you this slideshow of the fire crews combating the fire.